So the question's been asked, is Meatstock the greatest barbecue festival in the world? Well, we haven't been around the world to test that out, but is Meatstock the greatest barbecue festival in Australia? Well, we're not going to make you wait to the end of this video to answer that question because it's an absolute yes from us. So join us, Red Smoke Barbecue, and we'll go show you why. Meatstock is Australia's biggest barbecue festival, drawing over 50,000 people in Melbourne, Sydney and Toowoomba, which is where we are today in Queensland, Australia. Now, it's got everything you need to make a barbecue festival. There's pork, a giant inflatable Moe Cason, and it even has its own beer. Basically, if it's cooked over fire, you'll find it here. There's everything from small smokers to open pit charcoal cooking, all the way up to this big 4.5 tonne offset smoker, affectionately named Jolene. Now, she's a big 60 inches with 8 doors, twin stacks, and with 2 racks, she can comfortably cook 72 8-kilo briskets at once. Of course, there's plenty of vendors selling rubs, sauces, and barbecue gear, so you can recreate the flavors and smells of Meatstock at home. But if you can't wait till then, there's a huge variety of traditional American low and slow food, as well as an Australian spin. Yep, that's a crocodile. So grab what takes your fancy and head on over to the main stage and see events like the Butchers Wars. This is where talented butchers break down half a lamb, a saddle of pork and a beef knuckle in under 45 minutes and present that to the judges as if it was a butcher's window shop. So after those impressive knife skills, the stage was cleared and our good mate Rayan from Rib Appreciation Society took the stage to run the Meet the Pitmaster session. This included some of Australia's best local talent, as well as international guests, Christina Fitzgerald and Tuffy Stone. Check out the link below for the full interview. On top of all of that, there's muscle cars, bull riding, live music, and plenty more. But for us, it's all about the competition. So first up was the Steak Cook-Off Association in Steak Wars. Now, Steak Wars consisted of 4 hand-ins over 2 days, and each day starts with the team selecting 4 steaks for their 2 hand-ins on that particular day, the order of which is determined by a raffle. Now, these delicious steaks are locally produced, and with only 1 steak being turned in per hand-in, the best part is you get to eat the second one. Now, that's a lot of steak. Now, SCA is not just about steak. There's a number of ancillary categories to show off your barbecue creativity, like these awesome pizza hot dogs by Aaron from Low and Slow Basics and Chris, the Smoker Baker ice cream maker. Now, in between all those hand-ins, there's always time to talk to the barbecue teams. But pretty soon, it's back into prepping for the next day and the main event, BBQ Wars, which consists of pork, chicken, lamb and brisket. And maybe slip in a quick game of cornhole before we head back to the main stage where the winners of the SCA categories are announced. And then it's off for some downtime with a feed, some live music and a cold beverage. Now, Saturday's an early start for the BBQ Wars with over 51 teams battling it out for barbecue glory. With the pits fired up, it starts with final preparations on the longest cooks and a final pat for good luck. Once the pits are all dialed in, it's time to start the process with brisket and lamb shoulder on first for that low and slow all-day cook. Once the flurry of the first few hours of the morning is done, there's a bit of a calm before the storm. But as the day progresses and the smoke rolls, we start the prep on our faster cooks like chicken and pork, and the pressure really goes up a notch once the hand-in window opens. It's a real hive of activity at the judges' desk as all teams have only a 10-minute window to hand in their boxes. With the final hand-in of Meatstock done, it's over to the judges for a tally of the final scores as we head to the main stage to find out who the winners are and ultimately who the grand champion for Meatstock Toowoomba will be. Now, big congratulations to this year's winner, the husband and wife team from Adelaide, Dusty Q. Now, while this is a competition made up of individual teams, looking around the room, you quickly get the sense that it's much bigger than just competing, and that barbecue is really a community with plenty of encouragement and laughs being shared. All right, there you go. And as I said, Meatstock has something for everybody. So I hope you enjoyed our take of Meatstock from a barbecue competition team point of view. We had a fantastic time competing over 3 days. I think we spent 4 days there in total. And I think with the ABA and the SCA combined, there was probably over 60 odd teams competing, which, you know, not only is it Australia's greatest barbecue festival, but at least for this year, it's also Australia's biggest barbecue competition with the amount of teams that were there. Now, if you've been thinking about getting into competition barbecue and you're not sure where to start, we've got a great video which you can check out right here, which explains all about getting into competition barbecue for the first time. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you love this video, give it a thumbs up, and we'll catch you on the next one.